Hey guys, so I'm making a video of how to get fuel out of a vehicle if you don't want to siphon it or if you don't want to go through removing the fuel tank. So the vehicle I'm doing it on is a 2005 Chevy Cobalt, which I blew the exhaust off of at the Cat. So it's pretty much fucked. So I've got this cherry for my brother's truck. Anyways, depending on what kind of vehicle you have, depending on what kind of vehicle you have, you'll have a fuel rail with usually a Schrader valve. You can use a regular bicycle Schrader valve removal tool. Loosen the valve a little bit. Take a random piece of hose. After you've loosened it a little bit, not completely, you can shove that on there. I know how much fuel's in the car because I took it out and broke the exhaust off on the trails. So whenever you go to prime the system, just by turning the key on, it'll pump a little bit of fuel. But when you start it, there's no engine light, but there is an ABS light, which is why it's a field car. Like a trickle. It'll take a little while, but as long as your vehicle runs, or if it has a pump, which you don't need to run the vehicle for, which it should pump all the fuel out, which I started this about 15 minutes ago, and I had a quarter tank, so it's working pretty well. But I might as well put the fuel that I put into it, which was 87, brand new last week. I may as well fucking use that stuff. So yeah. Works pretty good, but field car is not going to see very many more days, which is why I'm draining the fuel out of it, because there's no point in having what was a full tank of gas. There's no point in scrapping a car with a full tank of gas in it, and you can use that gas in whatever you take it out and put it into, because it's going through the filter in your vehicle. So as long as your filter's good, it should be clean fuel. But as you can see, the vehicle will run with that cracked, but you don't want to open it too much, because then it will stall the vehicle out, because the fuel is still pressurized to the injectors, so that's why it still runs. But if you open it up too much, or if you take that valve completely out, the car won't start. But if you don't care and you just want it out quickly, and you have a vehicle to charge it with, you can fully remove that valve and just roll the vehicle over until it runs out of fuel. But seeing how there was only a maximum of 40 liters of fuel in this car, it would take quite a while for this car to pump it all out through that. I'm just waiting for it to stall out, and then once it stalls out, I'll put about a liter back in and drive it to the back where I can start pulling the motor out and all the precious metals, and find out how much I can get for this car for scrap. Which is not very exciting, because the exhaust that broke on this was brand new. Whenever I took it off the road, it was installed, because I could not take it back to Napa. Anyways, have a good day, guys, and hopefully you're trying to get fuel out of something that's still worth driving. Now the other thing you can do is you can go to, I don't know where you're watching this video from, but in Canada you can go to Canadian Tire and pick up a fuel pressure sensor, or a fuel pressure tester, and they actually have bleeder valves on them, and you can use that as well. If you want to hold the button to bleed, you can, or you can just do what I did and let the car run until it runs out of fuel. Anyways, hope this helped, and have a good afternoon.